Hey everybody, welcome back to another edition of Tall Steve and Paul. Today I'm going to be replacing my water softener. Mine died a year ago, maybe more, so I've been going without soft water for quite a while, and I finally decided to put it in. So I'm going to try that today. I gotta warn you, I don't know if it's a warning, but be honest, I'm a little nervous about it, but I've watched some videos. It doesn't look too difficult, and I think I can handle it, as usual. My little dog Secret will be watching. So here we go. Okay, so here's my old softener system. It's outside. Pretty old. I don't know how old, but it's pretty old. I've had the bypass turned on for a long time because it just was not working and it had died, and you can tell it's pretty dead. All right, so we're gonna give this a whirl. Hopefully everything will turn out okay. So here's what came with my water softener besides the brine tank and the water tank. Bypass valve, some adapters, the meter, and some fittings. So it doesn't look like a lot, and this one and this one are actually the same thing, just one is 3/4 inch and one is 1 inch. And when I ordered it, they didn't know, I didn't know what size it was, so the lady just threw in both of them. Although this one, the larger one, still looks too small, so I'm going to see if that works for what I have. Oh, and they also gave me the drain tube. So that's what I'm going to be working with today. I am installing my Fleck 5600 water softener, and it comes with absolutely no instructions whatsoever. So I watched some videos and I'm just going to kind of duplicate that. So here we go. The video showed to use some kind of lubricant like this, and then the guy at the store who was helping me, plus another guy who was there, just a customer, said to Vaseline works great. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. So this is the head, the controller. Step 1 done. Next step, we're going to attach the head to the tank. Next, we're going to attach the bypass, and this allows you to turn the water off to the softener but still get water to the house if something was to happen to the softener. So again, we're going to lube up the O-rings on here, a little bit on the inside, and attach this with some screws on the side. So this is a yoke. It's going to connect the bypass valve to my actual water lines. When I was on the phone with the person I bought it from, I didn't know what size I needed, so they sent me a couple different sizes. It turns out neither one is going to work, which I'll show you later. But just going to attach this, and this is where my water lines are going to hook onto. And I've already lubed it up with some more lube. So here we go. Nothing can ever be as easy as it shows on the videos. This unit came with 0 instructions, which isn't the end of the world because it's just water in, water out in the drain hose, but these are my pipes, water in, water out, and they gave me this one, which I don't know how I'm going to hook up this one to here. That's a little bit larger. They also gave me a smaller one because I didn't know what size I had when I called them. Same thing, just smaller. But same problem. I still need to hook up this to this. So I'm going to go off to the hardware store because I need to get some other stuff anyway. And hopefully they have a magic wand for me. Keep our fingers crossed. Here we go. I had to put the old bypass back on because we needed water, because that shuts off water to the whole house. I can't find a fitting that will get what this is to the new one. Got to do some adapting here. So this is the bypass valve for the old softener because this fitting here does not fit onto here. So what I'm going to end up doing is cut this, put in a flex pipe, put this cool fitting here, which in theory should just snap onto the copper pipe and latch and seal. And then that's what that's going to look like. I've never cut copper before. The guy at the store got me a copper cutter, copper pipe cutter. So I'm going to try that out. Before I cut the pipe, I'm going to shut off water to the house, which you want to do when you're doing on this. I have a valve right here which shuts off water to the whole house besides the one that's at the front of the house. There we go. Okay, so we have some special sandpaper that is just for the copper pipe. So I'm going to sand those down nice and then I can attach my water lines. I've attached the adapter onto my pipe. This, in theory, should slip right onto the copper pipe and lock. Keep your fingers crossed. Need to attach this is the drain to the top of that. This is the drain line for the new softener. Here's the pipe from the old softener, and I was kind of nervous because there's a lot of play there, so I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to make it work, but I'm just kind of new one of these. I'm going to put a lot of tape on there, and then I come down here, put a lot of tape on there. There was a lot of tape, pipe tape on that one when I took it off. I'm not thrilled about a 90-degree drain, but that's kind of the way it's been forever. If I have any problems, I don't know, maybe I'll call a plumber. I have no idea where this goes to. Going into the garage in the house, there's no access to wherever that goes to, so I don't want to mess with that too much. So I'm going to put the drain on now. Okay, so I have it all done. I got my flex lines. This quick connect on the copper worked really nice. It's just snapped on, it's waterproof. I put a little bit of dope on those even though it had the rubber seals. I bought a new drain line. It did not come with a drain line, so I had to buy my own and an extra hose clamp. And then this was really frustrating. This line that they gave is just like I could barely get the nut on it, and it was kind of a pain. I almost went and got a new line, but made it work, which goes to salt tank. and we had it programmed. And then this was really confusing because the video for instructions on installing it was different than what is here. So it took me a while to figure that out, but I got that done. And some water and salt in there. I think it's good to go. We have no leaks. We have it programmed. We'll wait a day or two and see if it makes any difference on our water. Okay, here are my before and after results. This is before the softener. You can see that the score, if you want to call it that, is 25 grains per gallon or more. It's pretty bad, and that is actually still the water that is outside to the faucets and hose because that water is not softened. So the water is very hard. And here we have a water sample from my faucet inside that has been run through the softener, and you can see that it is very soft. Didn't line up the numbers well, but it's pretty much near zero, which is exactly what we want. So the water softener is working great. I did it. Very exciting. I'm happy. Okay, in no particular order, here are just my thoughts and things that I learned as I went through this. Even though we only have 2 people now living at this house, it is rather large, and someday we'll have a huge number of people in it when we go to sell it. So I did get larger than what we needed, and I figured also that better too much than not enough. So that's why we went with the 64,000 grain model. So as I mentioned before, I went with the Fleck 5600. I did look at a lot of different reviews of different models and brands. There didn't seem to be a huge difference, but Fleck generally has higher ratings, so I did go with that model, and that's what I got. I was looking on Amazon, and I found this model, and I went to order it, but then I had some questions, so I called the company that it was actually shipping from, and they were super helpful, super friendly, super nice. And what the guy suggested was I just buy directly from them rather than through Amazon, because Amazon doesn't get their cut. It's cheaper for me, it's the same income for them, and worked out the same. It wasn't a huge savings. On Amazon, this model was $659, and I paid $630. So it's not a huge savings, but I figured, hey, it's the same thing. There was no tax because it's shipped from Indiana, and there was no shipping. So $630 was the total cost of this entire unit, other than the extra parts I had to buy, like the water lines and stuff. The softener does not come with any instructions at all other than how to program it. So they probably just leave all the hooking up of the water lines to a professional or an amateur like me trying to figure it out. I'm sure they can't do instructions for hooking up the water lines because everybody's going to have different water lines, and there could be 10, 20 different ways to hook it up, or whatever people have at their houses. So I guess I kind of understand why they don't provide instructions on how to actually hook it up. It did not come with a water drain line, so I did have to go buy one of those. Not a big deal, but a little surprising. Make sure when you go to do this, you turn off water to the house. At my place here, I can turn off water to the house over in the front of the house, and there's also a valve right on the intake to my softener where I can turn off the water. Also, when you do turn the water off and you disconnect your water softener, water is going to leak out, probably a lot at first, so it's going to look like the water's not turned off. So you might want to turn the water off to the house and then open up a faucet and let a lot of water come out. Obviously you need to determine which water line is the one coming in and which one is the one coming out. I did watch a video on how to install this specific model, the Fleck 5600. I'm sure you can find videos on how to install a specific model and brand that you choose. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope this video is helpful for some people and can inspire you to know that you can do this. It's very possible and very doable. It just might take a little extra time and work, but you can save that money and install a softener yourself. As always, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please give it a like, leave a comment or a question, or just say hi. I would love to hear from you wherever you are in the world. That'd be great. Make sure you subscribe to Tall Stephen Paul and watch for those notifications. Hit that notification bell. Take care, and we will see you next time on another edition of Tall Stephen Paul doing something. Bye.